Okay, part 2, Q&A.
You mean part 1 unfinished or restarted?
We'll say part 1.2.
1.2. We're gonna use the one. We're gonna use the
You're
one.
probably not going to see part 1 of 1 because that was on the GoPro.
Let's just start over.
Okay, part 1 of 1. The 2025 season is upcoming.
1 month. Exactly 1 month away.
Yep. What do you feel like you want to accomplish in 2025?
Okay.
What is your vision?
I have
Vision board activated.
I don't do vision boards. I have been thinking about this a lot, and I am trying to work in the gifts that God has given me, my natural giftings, and one of those being hospitality. I love hosting people, coming up with activities, and putting food together. And since we don't do that in our house as much, I'm like, okay, well, where else would I be able to use this gift if it's not for my literal house? And I was like, well, Stacy, God gave you the campground, so that's probably where you should use it. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's genius. I am going to try harder this year to do more activities, even though they are very draining. They take a lot of energy and thought and preparing and all that. And that's where my girls, the girls that work in the store, would help with that a lot more, trying to put them in charge and giving them more responsibility in that area so it doesn't drain me as much, and then we don't have as many when after like the halfway mark of the season, because that's what really happens for me, and I know a lot of people notice that. So we're gonna try and do that more. And then I've got one more thing that I'm working on, but I don't want
Before
to
you go on
into
to
that.
Before you go into the next part,
Well, I don't want to go into that because
Okay.
I don't want to let them down if it doesn't happen.
I know that from the inside source of why it is draining for you to put on activities. From an inside source, I know that you take it a hit because of less people are getting active.
Yes, that does bother me. I put in a lot of energy when I do them, and then it's like 3 kids show up. And that could be, though, because I don't advertise for it as much, but I think what you asked was more aligned with when I were to bring bands in. Bands cost a lot. If you want a good band, it's usually a minimum $800, and I'm like, that's like, how many times do I have to rent out a concrete pad in order for that to be paid off? And I get no return in that. Like, yeah, you guys enjoy it, but maybe there's something that I need to do during that time, like bring snacks up there, take ice cream up there, maybe do like a Sunday bar up there to kind of help recuperate some of that money that goes into the bands. I don't know, maybe get some feedback on that, but that is what I'm talking about. Because I usually have a decent turnout for like cornhole events, or like the ladies' weekend was a huge success. That's definitely going to be stuff that I put a good amount of energy into. But yeah, that is one aspect of it.
Is the reason you get so much activity or participation in the cornhole is because you have pretty much a whole part of the campground that plays cornhole?
I would say a lot of the people that play cornhole are seasonals, and that is the Sewer City Bad Boys area. But then we've had a lot of people in the middle show up for those as well.
Actually,
there's a new section. They're called
popping off.
Dumptown Peeps.
Yep.
Yeah. Dumptown Peeps. So we've got Sewer City Bad Boys and Dumptown Peeps. I think they'll probably start showing up for stuff more often, but it's just people really like cornhole, so I think they show up more for that. But I would like to do like more kids activities, like at like 4:00 there will be a knockout tourney where they can win a candy bar if they win. Do like 2 or 3 rounds and they come win a candy bar, or things like that. Maybe get the blow up Gaga pit, that way it's not permanently set up, and then we can just put it up for like a certain part of the day and then take it down, or stuff like that. That is my 2025 hope, dream, ambitions, goals.
More activities.
Yes, more activities, more consistent activities. But in order for me to do that, that requires me bringing in my girls more and not just doing it all myself. That is my problem.
Okay.
Okay, what about for you?
Well, that's more productivity, more fluent, less problems in the campground for, I don't know, more electric.
Yes.
I guess
That's not like something new. That's like just
revamping.
my QuickBooks repairs and maintenance category.
Yeah. I want to get more stuff painted, more of our electric panels, where it shows the number of the sites. I want to get more
We do. Yeah.
organized in that
Yeah.
area, so it's not a question of where you're going anymore.
And maybe ask me before you start numbering them,
Well, that was,
because that became a problem.
yeah.
That was a huge problem. Brand told one of the boys to just go and start numbering them, and in the
He
middle,
put M sites all the way out by the lake.
it was crazy, but it's okay. We got it. I took stuff out there and did what I could, but yeah, I feel like they just need completely painted and then actual sticker numbers put on them with arrows. Yeah.
I do have a vision of more, since I have the irrigation side, I want to irrigate my
Main areas.
main areas, maybe not out to the lake that far.
I don't think it needs it. That gets plenty of water.
It's true, but I not just looking at the water perspective, but you can run other products with your irrigation, so it would eliminate mosquitoes is my big one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But I do want to revamp some of the bathrooms, maybe paint them before the season starts. We'll see.
What about putting one lock on one stall in each of the bathrooms?
That's definitely a possibility.
Because we know we get a lot of people that complain about that, and it's really not that big of a deal. Like, you can bring a towel with you, or stick your feet out towards the end
You're
of
not
the.
going to be able to do that. It's like 7 feet away.
No, you
got
can. I mean, I am tall.
A 10-footer.
So, I mean, I am tall, so it's easier
The
for
problem
me.
with that is there is kids that
Yeah.
you have to look at both sides of that picture,
Yeah.
because kids will lock the doors, and then you have to
And then
get one of
Kim,
your
our cleaning
workers,
lady, yeah,
they have to climb underneath the stall to
Yeah.
unlock them. So
that's.
there is.
I don't know. Is there a lock that you can
Lock from both sides.
unlock from both sides? Yeah.
You have to change out the door,
Okay.
but
That's something for you to look into.
yeah, for sure.
See if there's a lock that can go both ways.
Yep. I think some of the revamps that we did last year, right at the end of the season, were a big upgrade.
Like what?
The LEDs in the bathrooms, changing
yeah.
all those LEDs, made everything a lot brighter.
I didn't even notice it, honestly.
Changing
I don't use the
motion
bathroom.
censored to the lights,
Yes.
to every bathroom. That's
Yes.
going to save a ton in electricity,
Yeah.
which is maybe not beneficial for our consumers or our
Yeah, the campers.
the
consumers.
campers, but this saves in the long run for
Us.
us, which we could put money
But
in.
then we are able to put that somewhere else.
Yes, correct.
We need to repaint the pool things, which isn't really your concern. That's ours with our county.
Are you talking about the depth stuff?
Yeah, like the no diving things on the pool and stuff like that.
That will be a big turnaround next year. Is the pool? The pool is getting new tile before.
Oh, we said that this year, so we're actually gonna do it.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
that's
okay.
the goal.
It's been the goal for like 2 years. It's been on our list, but it hasn't been like at the top of our list.
Well, there's kids have been tearing off the tile.
Yeah.
So, that's definitely going to make it a lot better looking.
Yeah,
So,
because I know that's a bit of an eyesore for sure.
yep.
Oh, and that pool handle.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to fix that handle. I would like another those steps too, the ladder on the other side.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. What about landscape wise? I know a lot of people saw those rocks that were at the other end of the middle.
The point
Yeah, the point.
of going to the concrete path.
Yes.
Those will for sure be done before. We like to shoot for a big landscape completion before 4th of July.
Oh, Memorial Day.
Memorial Day, yeah.
So, I don't get it. It's like our thing. If you always want to know what we're doing before the big like season actually starts, always assume that it's landscape.
So that is a carryover from my past. Is I used to do landscaping or work for people that are on the lake, and they have a big push to get it completion because Memorial Day is really the big holiday.
It starts your summer,
Correct. Yeah. So
and it literally starts our summer, really.
Yep. So that's what we push for to get. Plus, it's a decent sized holiday. It's a big holiday for the campground.
It is. Any of the major holidays are big holidays for us.
Right. So, definitely more landscape finish up in our botanical garden.
Yeah.
We may possibly
Moving things
have an
around.
addition to the waterfall. Stacy's talked about adding to, maybe height.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think it's a bad idea, so we may push on to that. Definitely more lighting, and for sure
The sidewalk.
Correct.
The
sidewalk
sidewalk.
will be a big upgrade. So
We wanted to get a lot of that landscape done. That's why we didn't finish the walkways, because that's a big chunk of money. I wanted to do like big paver slate things. Is that what you were thinking?
yep.
Okay, yeah, and that's a good amount of money. That's if you know what we're talking about, then you might know the cost involved in that. So it was just like it's a two-part, I guess.
It's better to stage big money projects.
Yeah, and that was, we had we had a good amount of money in the landscape part, all of that, the material, and then we'll put a good amount in next year with the walkways, lighting, irrigation.
Yep.
Oh, and then the patio furniture. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet with that, but I don't know. I like the spots that we have all the stuff. I feel like I just need a picnic table in that one right beside the water feature, like to the left if you're looking at it. I think there needs to be a round table right there.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I wasn't too upset with the way we have it set up underneath the gazebo, though. I think there needs to be like a little coffee table there
once
or
the slate
something.
gets there, you'll see a different vision in there. But
Yeah, maybe a picnic table or another round table right there as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that we had one person in our Facebook things said something about why don't I make videos.
Why don't we see Brent more often?
The answer to that, and I've been thinking about that, because last year at this time we decided to officially,
Like almost exactly. No, like the middle of this month, but still. Exactly
we
a
decided
year
to start
ago.
doing videos, and I thought it was a good idea because I think for an outside person, I think it'd be cool to see what all we do, because we are a blessed family and we have quite a bit of skill with our blessings. So I thought it was a good idea. So
It's nice to share.
It is nice to share. And
people are
I think that
interested too.
other campgrounds have actually reached out and asked for ideas or
Oh yeah.
taken
Oh,
some
yeah.
of our ideas, which
Oh
is
yeah. It's totally fine because I get a lot of my ideas from other campgrounds as well.
Sure.
I am totally fine with that. I mean,
that's the benefit of us actually going to other campgrounds as well, is we see
resource and development.
exactly. Such as the Water Wars. We actually went on a
That was
trip.
the year before we took over the campground.
Right.
Yeah, we were at Adventure Bound an
Somewhere in
ABC
Michigan?
campground in Michigan.
Yeah.
It was about an hour and a half, 2 hours away, and they had that going on. I'm like, that would be awesome. And then that next year, I was like, we're gonna do it. I think it's great.
Yeah. Kids love it.
Kids love it. The seasonal campgrounds love it too. The one thing is you have to be aware of the weather, and when I'm planning out like a whole year in advance, really, the programming, scheduling of events, I can't tell you what the weather is going to be like. I just know that I need to have one in June, one in July, and hopefully maybe get one in August. So we usually do it twice a year. Love to do it 3 times a year, but sometimes if it is like 72 degrees and an overcast, you do not want to do it. It is not warm enough. Kids will be freezing on.
A lot of times you got to think about you're shooting well water
Yeah,
at these kids.
straight well water, and
When it's hot, it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
When it's cold, it's not.
Yeah.
So,
kids, and then they
simple.
start crying, and then not good.
but really, the factor of why I don't, and maybe I should do videos, because Stacy's asked me the same thing, is
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of get a little annoyed. I'm like, I'm the one that has to come up with all the videos all the time. It gets a little stressful.
at some points, such as like the waterfall, and this really gets to Stacy's, I am a self-learner. I don't consider myself a book knowledge person, more so than a street knowledge person. So, such as the waterfall, I've always wanted to do one. I've done landscaping a lot in my past, and I've always wanted to do a waterfall or a water feature. So I basically
He wants to go in the shower and then go watch Paw Patrol.
I have
Okay, you can take them.
wanted to do it, so I wasn't going to take anybody along with me. Stacy wanted to do it with me, but I didn't know how to do it. So it was basically a learning as I go. And I'm good at that, but I'm not good when other people throw ideas at me at some points. So that's why I didn't do that, which in return, I had some of the boulders set low and they settled a little bit and the water was leaking out a little bit. So that
Oh my goodness!
we had to reset a
all
lot
summer.
of the boulders, but
all summer. Well, it's
the overall product definitely was a
success
success
for sure. Yeah.
But on most cases, my family was built on a skill set of quality doesn't cost, it pays, is what they had on the mind. So meaning,
I like that.
you work as hard as you can, you put the best product out, and you progressively do that as much as you can.
And it'll pay you back.
Correct. So basically, like for instance, and this is a good example I tell people, which most people don't understand this. I don't stop. Like when I do even the mowing, I won't stop because I have to go to the bathroom. Which, it's dumb. It's dumb. But it's still, it's in the future, it's in the past of
You can
how
go
we
inside.
work, and that's pretty much why I don't stop and why I'm not very good at doing
You can
videos,
go
which
inside
I
now.
think I still need to push past that and still maybe do some videos.
And so what he's saying is he doesn't stop to talk. He doesn't want to explain it because in his mind he might not be understanding it himself. Right? Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
And you just don't think about it. You're just thinking about going and getting it done.
Like,
the whole
for
analogy
instance,
of going to the bathroom
we're
while
about
you're
to do-
mowing.
We were about to do our house, to remodel our house, and I'm going to do most of the work. And Stacy wants to talk about the paint on the walls. And we literally, it's an old 1880s,
Oh yeah, well over 100
really
years
old house, and it's all plaster and lath. And I'm thinking of one step at a time. I got to think about the electric. I got to think about the plumbing, how all that's going to lay out.
How we're going to get plumbing upstairs.
We have to
and
redo our
do we want to
heating,
get
cooling
a new
vents.
Geo, or do we want to just put another
But
unit
Stacy's
in?
thinking about the paint on the walls, and I'm thinking,
Aren't we all ladies? Really?
we,
Really?
I can't even. My
But
brain
hold
is,
up for a second.
I'll stay up at night and I cannot sleep because I'm thinking of how am I going to get the plumbing over to this area? How the house is so old. I got to vent the house and it hasn't been vented
Oh
forever.
my gosh.
So I have to put chases in the walls and all this
After
stuff.
5 years of living in the house, we just now fixed the septic. We've been having issues with it ever since we moved in
Yeah.
because it hasn't been used this much. And we just figured it out now. Like, we had to tear up the yard again to do it, but it's done now. It flushes very well if anybody was concerned. But
The boys don't even have AC or heat upstairs
They don't.
right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Nothing from the second floor up has nothing.
yeah.
So it's a ton of work.
But as for the paint on the walls, I'm thinking, if we're not moving the windows, why does it matter if I want to put a 3x3 square of paint on there to see if I like it? I mean, we literally tore off the paint or the wallpaper, and we've got like this Tuscany vibe going on in our living room. I'm like, what's the big deal? He's not thinking of that. He's like, why are we thinking about paint when that's almost the last thing we're going to be doing? Anyway, go on.
But that's pretty much the factor. Is my brain doesn't work that way, and it's hard for me to share with others when my eyes are going this way, but my brain it's functioning to a point where it's
You don't want to try to explain something that you yourself don't fully understand yet.
right.
But that's okay. Maybe somebody on here has a good idea for it.
For sure, and I'm not one person. Like, for instance, I say this about the waterfall, and I tell Stacy I never wanted her help, but I don't work completely like that. I'll have people with me working, my workers, and I will, even though they don't have knowledge in an area, I'll take just to bounce ideas off. But when I go into a factor of not knowing anything or any part of something, then it's a different story.
Anything else? What was your reflection on this year?
I think we run smoother every year.
I think we do too.
I have way less stress because obviously we came from the background of never running a campground, never knowing anything
We just like
about
to camp.
campground.
We just like to camp.
Yeah, we like to go to places and camp.
I love camping, by the way. I love camping.
But we had no information before then.
None. Brent is very knowledgeable in fixing. He's a handyman. He's a handyman. Like, he can fix it, and it's almost all the time fixed the right way. It's done the right way.
I went to YouTube school quite a few
Yeah,
times.
yeah. That's where we learned. So if you are wondering
Not
how,
from electric. I actually, electric
yeah, he
plumbing
apprenticed with somebody.
was very, very skilled. And you could see, to me, how skilled you are is how much you take pride in your work, really.
I could agree on that.
So, and he took a lot
Skilled
of
or
pride.
detailed?
Well, either way, I think that the end product that you
Give out.
yeah, the person who takes pride in their work, if you think back of that shirt you made or that landscape you did or whatever, and you take pride.
Oh, great. Here we go with the whole retaining wall. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So, to give you a little insight onto the retaining wall, Brent did a retaining wall for a house in a nearby town, Winona Lake. And every time we were in Winona Lake, every time we drive by it, I'm like, oh, great, here we go again. He's like, yep, still there. Super nice.
But it's stuff like that you, if you do something that well, and I felt like I've done something that well, that retaining wall will last past my generation.
Yeah.
Which is a
You
long
should go
time.
put a plaque there. Just let's get a little
On
thing.
somebody else's property. Who knows if they sold it or not.
Doesn't matter.
Bam,
Done by
I did
Brent
that.
Anderson. What year?
But any landscaper that is worth anything is going to do the same thing. A retaining wall, a boulder retaining wall, a house, even a construction person, if they did a really good job, they're going to do it the same with their kids. They're going to drive by and say, yeah, I did that. Because that's basically the epiphany
I get it, yeah.
of pride.
Yeah.
And if you take pride in your work,
And it's
you're
not a
gonna do
bad
skilled
pride.
works.
Like, if you're a Christian, you understand what we're talking about. And pride, there's a difference between pride in, like, humility and taking pride in your work, because God gave Brent the gift to be able to do all this stuff, just like he did me and all of you. You have your specific gifts, and you should take pride in your gift. You're stewarding well what he has given you. That's what it comes down to.
I think it's also an element that should be shared.
Yeah.
If it's not just your kids, it's
And
the
that's why we're
workers.
doing this.
It's the workers around you. It's the people that you
Teaching them to
teach.
do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that is the benefit of.
And that's something
these YouTube
I
videos.
lack with the girls, with my work girls. I just get so burnt out in trying to do it all by myself. And that's something that I want to do. I think 2024 went well. Like you said, I think it gets better every year. We're learning stuff each and every year, things that we want, things we don't want, things we want to continue with.
I do want to, and I've been thinking a while.
What's this pertaining to?
An
A
improvement.
future goal?
An improvement.
An improvement, future goal for 2025?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Well, I want to keep progressing on a walk path. I think it's important. I think it's walk paths for kids, walk paths for whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
So, for 2025, are you going to try and make more videos?
I will try.
Oh. It's all we can ask for. I promise it's not that hard.
It is actually.
it's
I've watched YouTube videos of these people.
It does take
It's
a lot.
hilarious of watching some of these. They're trying to make it look like they have like 10 people videoing them. So they'll drive up and put a video on it,
I do that.
And
It's
then-
just fun. It's
and
just
then
a
they
nice
come walking.
transition. Yes. Yes.
I'm all about.
I do
I
it.
watch YouTube quite frequently. I have YouTubers that I watch, and it's more of a point of view.
Yes, a POV, a point of view.
And they're informative, but yeah,
My styling is more blog or vlog or day in the life kind of style. Like this is what
Which
you would
those are
see us
videos
doing
I
on
like.
Friday. And that's why I like putting there's one I can flash back to is Trip and I were delivering wood. I think it was for a holiday weekend actually. And I set the camera down. We got on the golf cart, drove past it. I was like, stop, go back, get it. And then we go on. It's a nice transition. There's nothing wrong with it.
it is. But you look like a real tool when you're.
So what? They know exactly what we're doing. Because the lady even specifically said, she's like, oh, we watch your videos. I'm like, yes.
Which is cool.
I love hearing
It
that.
is cool.
Yeah. So they know exactly what we're doing. Now for the people that have no idea, they're like, oh, great. She's one of those people. Okay.
But you get a lot of knowledge out of a good YouTube video. So
You can.
I think that's what we can continually try to push for.
Hold on, at least you put the shells in here.
Okay. That is it for today then? That's it for this?
Yep.
Okay.
Our last Q&A.
Pretty
All
sure
right.
this is like our first.
First Q&A.
First Q&A of the end of the year. Hope you enjoyed it. Sawyer, do you want to finish it out?
You can't, they have to hear you.
Like and subscribe.
Okay.
Let's get Jackson down there.
Jax?
Jackson,
Huh? What?
finish our YouTube
Do
thing.
you know what I say?
What?
Hope you enjoyed it. Go out and be a light to somebody else today. Bye. Can you say that? No?
What did you say? I forgot.
Go out
Just say what
Go
you're supposed to
out.
say.
and be a light to somebody else today.
Be alive for somebody else today.
Why are you looking at me? You gotta look at them.
Go out.
You can say whatever you want.
Go and show anybody the light of Jesus.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Bye.